second game coming up right now, and our second
Yeah.
game is going to be on Yucatan.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Yucatan. So DauT is Mongols, and what is Viper Mongols as well. So, Zero, I have to ask you again, what was the thought process behind that?
Well, on this,
Was
this
yeah,
is hidden civs. So both players
okay,
picked without their opponent knowing what they were going to pick. And they both picked
okay.
the same civilization as well. DauT in the chat there saying mirror all the way. Every single
Yeah,
game they'll
exactly.
think the same. But obviously Mongols are a very logical pick for this map because there are a huge amount of huntable food resources, deer, lots of boar, and the Mongols can take advantage of their gather bonus. But we've got to remember, we're actually on the Wallow Kingdoms right now, so this is an AOC. The hunt bonus was actually nerfed in the expansions, so it's not 50% anymore. It's
Do you know what the percentage is?
it does say apparently here that it's still 50%. I don't know if that's actually bugged on the
Right.
overlay or on the tech tree, but they
Okay.
definitely reduced it in the expansions. I can't remember exactly how much though.
Okay, okay, no. Yeah, so I remember in the past there were literally two civs you could choose on Yucatan. It would be either Mongols or Maya. And I remember when, when I was extremely active a few years ago, uh, if I remember correctly, it was even Maya which was picked even more often than Mongols, because Yucatan you can wall usually pretty easily. And once you get into Feudal Age and Castle Age with a very good economy and a safe build order without taking too much damage from Mongols, then you have a very good position to kill the Mongols in an Imperial Rage, right? Before he gets into the Siege Onagers. So, yeah, but in that regard, both went for Mongols. And, Mongols are very fast, and we can expect a very nice aggressive game from both of them.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to see a drush on this map, but since we're seeing Mongols here and the map is looking pretty open, what do you think we could see scouts still?
Yeah, definitely. They both will go scouts. Viper almost lost a villager here,
Oh,
so the boy was going crazy. I hate if that happens. But yeah, so I'm like 99% sure both of them will go scouts because, as you said, Mongols are just so extremely fast in terms of food gathering from hunt, and you will just want to go scouts. Especially also Mongol scouts have more LOS, so light
yeah.
of sight, and yeah, it's just important to I would be surprised if they would not go scouts.
Yeah,
You just need
it's
scouts for having the map control.
1920 population feudal into scouts is super fast, and there's not really any way that these guys would be able to wall this map up. I mean, sometimes on
Yeah,
Yucatan it can be a lot more closed than this. This is actually quite an open variant of the map. I mean, there's kind of two ways Yucatan can be. You can sometimes have the river, which has got maybe one or two choke points, or you can have this kind of more open, less watery style of the map as well.
yeah, exactly. But for this kind of war, I just prefer to not have the water included there at all because the water in Yucatan kind of makes it not that versatile in terms of where your fight's going to be placed. And having land all over the place gives you just more options as the viewer to have more probability of locations where people can fight. So it's really nice for the people at least who are
Oh,
watching.
for sure, for sure. So, looking at the map here, actually, Viper's gold is actually quite far forward. He's sending a villager out now, probably to give DauT's scout a little jab here and push him away. But maybe, he could actually get a quick wall up across the center of the map, a little between these two tree lines. He's actually going to go back. Okay.
Yeah, so the only thought process behind that was just to give the Scout of Doubt just a gem, you said, right?
A jab.
So, jab,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So that is exactly what he was trying to do, and it worked out because Viper has now 15 HP compared to Doubt's 12 HP. So Viper will have the advantage here, and now he can sit back a bit, build his barracks, and then yes, he will go for scouts. Both of them will.
Yeah, Viper actually hasn't really scouted much of DauT's base yet. He is sending his scout over now, so he'll find him in good time. But yeah, Viper is going to actually wall across the middle with the barracks here. I imagine the stable will come up next to it, and he'll actually close off the center of the map. And on the left side, a house and a couple of palisade walls to close that, and at the top, some more palisades as well. So Viper is actually going to be fully walled here, except for the left side. There's actually a hole on the left side next to that pond where DauT could still sneak through. We'll see if that ends up being abused later on.
Oh, let's see. Let's see. I have not seen that one, but yeah, that one is tricky. I wonder if Viper will, you know, notify or notice this one. So let's see. But yeah, Viper. I just love the way Viper plays. He's an extremely safe and intelligent player. So he's just walling up. So he's also getting some gold. I wonder what for. As I would assume it's for bloodlines. But let's see, because other than that, that doesn't make sense to take gold right now. But he only has 9 gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say 9 gold, and he's sending his villager out to this left side. Where is she going?
Yeah, he just clicked outside. He just clicked outside to see if there's a gap, and now he realizes, okay, there's still something open here.
So he will find this gap in the bottom. That makes sense.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Okay, so at the moment then, it's going to be interesting because both players will be able to get some kind of walling done. I mean, DauT's map's looking a little more open, but he's starting to wall across the front with the palisades and make a choke point towards his town center here. And a bit of a funny wall from DauT in the back of his base here, walling off this edge of the map. But
better safe than sorry.
Exactly, better safe than sorry. It is funny to see from a spectator's standpoint, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Viper could do some free villager forward lumber camp.
Just cut his way through by 50 minutes. Surprise!
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I can totally understand DauT's decision here.
Absolutely. In fact, it was funny because Leary gained a bit of a reputation for that in the escape events that we were doing. He would always be building these walls like against cliffs and things that didn't need to be there. But yeah, better to be safe than sorry as always.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, you can see both are playing extremely safe, and yeah, Viper is just, you know, he realizes there is not much I can do here. I will just stop scout production and try to get Castle Age ASAP.
Yeah, Viper's...
And he's doing...
Yeah. I was going to say Viper's reaction to that was very quick, actually. He only made 1 scout from his stable. DauT, on the other hand, is making, at the moment, he built 5 scouts, including his first initial scout. So he's got 6 scouts now. And that's actually quite a big food investment. Obviously, they'll still be fairly close together in terms of castle time, but DauT, will he be able to do much with these scouts? It's unlikely, really.
Yeah, no, he won't be able to deal any damage. The only positive thing he has going for him is that he has more scouts, obviously, and he will be able to have the map control until the Castle Age. And it is very important because usually the meta with Mongols is that you try to get Castle Age and secure the map control with scouts and take the relics while booming in the back. So DauT has a slight advantage here, obviously, but Viper will be up faster in Castle Age.
Yeah, for sure. He's got the gold a little bit further ahead than DauT there. And one thing that's interesting here is in the Wallow Kingdoms, houses have less health than the Feudal Age. They've only got 750 compared to 900 of AOC. They'll get 900 health when they reach the Castle Age, but for now that kind of makes walling with houses a little bit weaker, and DauT will actually take down one of those houses there. This stable is also now being attacked, and that's going to force Viper to have to keep walling behind and keep repairing perhaps, but I think he's going to be fine with that anyway. Rather do that than actually have his walls breached.
Yeah, but still, DauT is doing the best he could do here. So just, you know, applying some pressure on the stable, force Viper to use some villager and also some wood to repair the stable. So that's pretty nice. And DauT is up now into Castle Age as well. So he was not too late, even though he invested 4 scouts more than Viper. Did I count?
That's
correctly?
right. Yeah.
I guess I did. Yeah. So it's not a big deal. I mean, he's just a bit slower, but not a big deal. And as you can see, DauT is going for archers, which is extremely interesting.
Well, it's quite common to see a transition into crossbows for the Mongols, but usually that's after a feudal war, where players start making archers in Feudal Age, and then they transition to crossbows. Whereas Viper's done bloodlines, and he will likely be going towards knights here. He hasn't built an archery range. He's sending more villagers over to gold. And with bloodlines done, we should expect to see those knights coming out. So this will be interesting, because I feel like DauT can deal with knights, but he has to get to a certain number of crossbows first, and that's going to take a little while.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm really interested. So Viper is going for the
it's
full
camels.
boom, as you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, camel, one camel and then one knight. No, two camels. Okay, I was wrong. I would have gone camel knight. But anyway, it's really interesting. He hasn't built one single farm yet, Viper did. So,
Whoa, yeah.
oh, that's very interesting. But yeah, he has 3 town centers going up now. So, or 2 town centers going up. So he will add, you know, farms pretty soon, and then just get really a good economy going.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know, not building a single farm at this stage, probably because he didn't make the scouts. And in comparison, DauT's up to 5 farms already, and obviously DauT here in the Castle Age as well, not actually able to afford a second town center yet. Doesn't have the wood for it.
Yeah, exactly, because he made that investment into archers. I'm kind of surprised that DauT is showing his archers, because this is, you know, he won't have any chance to apply any pressure, I feel, because Viper is just walled and he is building a siege workshop, so he will get an onager up pretty soon and he will just be extremely safe. And just Viper is going economy and playing safe. He will add castles as soon as he can to get out Mango Dice as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's obviously one of the main goals playing against the Mongols. Make sure you get a good number of castles. Make sure you go towards those Mangadai. And Viper right now has got those 2 camels, but he really can't do much against that army with the crossbows there. As you say, you're surprised that DauT's showing the crossbows. Is that because that gives Viper a lot of time to react to them?
Yeah, exactly. And also, as you can imagine, archers, you need 2 archery ranges, which is a huge wood investment. And also building the archers themselves obviously is a wood investment as well. So you won't have the wood for getting town centers up. And this decision is not really justified, because this is only justified if you can really apply pressure and deal some damage, which DauT is not, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
it's just a completely waste in my opinion. So yeah, he will be back or in a disadvantaged position regarding economy.
Yeah, he's actually stopped archer production right now as he builds his 3rd town center, but in comparison to Viper at this stage, the 3rd town center is only just coming up. And Viper's had his 3rd town center up for a little while, but DauT is still even on villager count, so I wonder if Viper maybe had some, he's had idle TC time because he didn't have the farms up to keep villager production going.
Exactly, so that's the thing I was worried about a bit, because he had no farms, so he would not have been able to build villagers out of 3 town centers consistently, which he was not able to do so. But it's still not a huge deal. So currently DauT has 42 villagers, or 43, and Viper has as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just has a better economy, Viper has.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because we were saying before about, you know, the map control in the Castle Age. DauT does have full map control, and he's only 1 villager behind at this point, which isn't bad really, considering how late that 3rd town center did come up. So
yeah.
I would say, you know, DauT's in a very good position still, but it's still going to be hard for him to do damage. And Viper's, bear in mind, had to build a siege workshop and 2 mangonels here as well, so it's not like he hasn't invested anything into military in the Castle Age.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he has a lot of army, but he can't really do anything with that army except having the map control or securing the map control. The only thing he can do now is try to get relics as sap, and then try to, you know, get his economy up going as fast as possible. He knows he's behind, but even so, he just needs to pump out as soon as possible and try to get his castles out as soon as possible as well. So it's now just a game of getting Mango Dice as fast as possible, getting you know, Imperial Age, and then building traps. That's how it is.
Yep. Well, I think it's interesting that, you know, DauT with the map control should be able to, you know, position his castles better for the late game. You know, sort of putting his castles on gold piles, which might be hard to secure later on in the game. So that's a kind of an advantage to having the map control right now. But Viper is also going to be the first to build the first castle, which he's putting up at the moment on the front of his gold at his base. So interesting as well, Viper is doing handcart as DauT is doing wheelbarrow. So DauT is behind in eco here. There's no doubt about that.
Definitely, and I'm kind of surprised to see that, to be honest, because usually you want to have your wheel upgrade before you go into Castle Age when you play on a land map. So this is I would say a big mistake from DauT. So I don't like this at all. It will have a very bad impact on his economy. And also, you said having that army out, you know, you can place your castles a bit more intelligent in terms of the strategic position. But the problem here is Viper. DauT is aware that Viper will be up into fast and into Imperial Age faster, and he doesn't want to risk. Oh,
well, he is aware though, but
Oh.
he is aware. That's why he used the market. He just used the market there. But the thing is, he's going up to Imp now, but he doesn't actually have a castle up yet. So that could be something to consider. Still, good map control and a good number of crossbows still.
Yeah, and he will, I would assume, build his castle at the place where his archers are. That's what I'm expecting, and from there he will just apply pressure, because you can see Viper's second stone is pretty much exposed as well in the forward and the front. And what the hell is that? I'm so surprised, because Viper is not investing into any castles anymore. He's taken all his villages from stone, so he's adding archery ranges, so he will go fully arbalest.
Interesting.
Siri, I have to ask you, has there been any change regarding the archers for Mongols?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so that's really interesting. I did not expect that one. So
yeah.
I think Viper is expecting DauT to apply a lot of pressure and to go into Imperial Age faster and invest a lot into traps to trap Viper's castle. I wonder what Viper is thinking right now. I guess he wants to go light calf and you know, archers and rams. But let's see how that shapes out.
Yeah, Mangudai were changed slightly in the expansions. They have a larger firing delay, so it's not instant firing, but they still fire at the same speed. It's just a small delay from when you click to when they actually fire. But that's really the only change in terms of the archer line or the Mangudais.
Okay, so really interesting.
It's still, I mean, it doesn't mean that Mangudai are bad. I mean, they're still amazing. But yeah, I think obviously in a 1v1, you know, the Mangudais require so many upgrades, and they're a lot slower to tech into. That maybe going into the crossbows is a good way to fight in the early Imperial Age here. Okay,
interesting. Yeah, nice to see. That's what I love about Warlord Kingdom. It just gives you so much more parameters. This is just what I love. So DauT is also going for arbalests right now, but he only has 2 archer ranges. So I wonder what he's thinking right now.
Yeah, at the moment the first Treb is out for DauT, and Viper has his on the way. So that Treb war is going to start. But look, DauT has the hill. That's going to be a really important factor for him in this fight. You know, his Treb being on the hill gives us such an advantage, and he's already got Arbalest as well. It's going to be difficult for Viper to push into this. And meanwhile, DauT is collecting those relics. He's got 3 relics now. The 4th is on the way, and he'll even get all 5. This is a really good position for DauT right now. He probably does need to bring a villager forward to repair the Treb, but I'm feeling DauT. I'm feeling DauT for this game at the moment.
What the hell? So Viper shot 3. No, Viper shot 3 times. 4 times? What?
Wow.
Why did he hit all the time?
100% accuracy hack. And another one.
Really?
And another one.
What is up? Has there been a change?
He doesn't miss.
Usually...
No, he did just miss. He did just miss.
Oh. Man, what the hell? Usually you hit 5 times and hit only 1.
Yeah. That's just Viper's luck for you. How else did he get 2k4? He's just lucky.
God. What the hell? I have to talk to him after. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't understand why DauT's second cast placement. I would place it on the hill.
Interesting.
DauT.
Uh-oh.
All the relics.
Standard victory. Oops. I think they were meant to put it on Conquest, but well, that's funny. That's now telling Viper that DauT has all 5 relics, so a little bit of information gained there. But DauT is holding the hill, and this is a huge advantage in the Treb war. Just to have the 3 Trebs on the hill here, it's getting more and more difficult for Viper now.
Yeah, exactly. But you can see Viper is also investing into Onager upgrade, and once he have this, he can, you know, kill the archers of DauT so fast. So DauT has to be extremely careful here.
Yeah. Onager is done.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be crucial now. He needs to kill the Onygus right away.
Yeah, the castle though,
Yeah.
the castle's there. Castle's doing good damage. 2 volleys in,
Yeah.
and one of the onagers will go down to the castle. The other goes down to a Treb, I think, but a big shot on the right side will take down a lot of DauT's Arbalest. But all 3 onagers do die, and there's no way that Viper can push into those Trebs still with just Arbalest. He still has to back away.
Yeah, that's very nice position for DauT, I have to say. So you can see that Viper is not expanding on the right or left hand side of the map. He's just going fully in the middle. And DauT is obviously able to secure that spot because he has the cast there, he has the hill advantage here, so it's pretty comfortable for him here. And he also has a pop advantage of, let's say, 14, so very nice.
Yeah.
He just needs to secure that he's able to kill rams. Right, that's so important. But he's adding Mango Dice, so I think he's kind of expecting that transition from Viper.
Yeah, Rams are a lot more reliable. I mean, obviously, when you push into the castle, having onagers, it's nice to hit the big shots onto the grouped up Arbalest and Skirms, but the Rams are really going to close the gap. Obviously, now the Mangadai are out for DauT, and he's got the hill still. Waiting though, because the game is now paused. This is a good time for us to talk a little bit more about what's actually going on here. We've got 3 castles very close together for DauT on the front. Do you think that might be a little risky? Because obviously, if he does lose his Trebs here, Viper pushes him back. He's at risk of losing all of his castles very quickly.
No, because the middle position where they are fighting right now is the most crucial part or location in the map right now. And you want to secure to win this position, no matter what. And if you lose that position, you will lose the game anyway. So that's the reason why he invests so much into it, which is extremely clever.
Yeah, I do like the fact that Viper is actually still somehow winning this Treb war, even though he's fighting uphill. He doesn't have chemistry. He doesn't. Yeah, it's kind of great. But still, DauT now does have those Mangadai out. The Ram doesn't make it to the castle. And Viper, can he transition into Mangadai? He only has 1 castle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he cannot. No. He just tries to win that fight as soon as possible. He wants to have Rams out, Siege Ram. Yeah, he has that now. So he needs to win the game within the next 5 minutes. He really has to.
And Viper just lost all of his Trebuchets as well. DauT is garrisoning in the castle with the Mangadai?
Yeah, I don't understand that, to be honest.
That's a...
Viper is garrisoning... Huh? I don't understand that one.
Okay, very strange that DauT would put his Mangadai in the castle there. He needs the Mangadai out so that he can deal the bonus damage to the Rams, right? Putting them in the castle reduces the amount of damage they can do, but he'll push the Viper away anyway and still hold the center of the map. So he's still in a great position. He's taken down all of Viper's Trebs, well, he just made a new one. But yeah, I think obviously Viper is on a bit of a timer to be able to clean this up. And there's DauT on the top of the map, going around, taking the map control, just cheeky mining camp.
Yeah, I would definitely wall to the walls of Viper, so you can say for sure that he's not able to come out. Yeah, I'm just wondering, so what is DauT's thought process now? Because he needs to get elite Mangadais pretty soon, which he's far away from, I would say, looking at his economy. And he's investing so much into Skirmisher. I would just stop building the Skirmish and try to get elite Mangadais out as fast as possible. And he also needs some traps to counter Viper's traps. Now let's see how that one goes out.
Yeah, I mean, DauT really doesn't have the siege here. He hasn't made a single siege workshop this game. And in this position, I feel like having his own siege rams would be even better. Obviously, he can deal with the rams of Viper with his own Mangadai, but Viper really has no way to deal with rams at this stage of the game. Still, DauT's going to push down this hill without the elite Mangadai, without Parthian tactics. And he's throwing away a few units here, I feel.
Yeah, he is. He should not. Not like he has an extreme huge economy advantage, right? So,
no.
But he only has 100 more years to survive, and then
he wins.
He wins, yeah.
If only. I bet he wishes he could do that. Hey, look at this. They're both mining the gold from the same camp at the top. Villagers don't know about war.
Yeah, no, they're just peaceful.
Peaceful vills.
They don't understand what their conquerors are doing.
So DauT now just doing masonry for the armor on the building and defense, but I feel like that's coming a little late. He could have done that a little earlier, but still, he'll keep his castle up for now. Elite Mangudai has to be coming in any minute now. He's getting there.
Yeah.
He should be doing it in this castle on the right, I feel, in the next few
he
seconds.
bought 200 food. He bought 200 food, so he's about to
There it is.
get it. Yeah, here it is.
And that's going to be really
I wonder what
important,
the hell
but...
is he, yeah, I wonder what the hell is he doing. He has no siege. No freaking siege at all.
Such an important part of the post-Imperial Age, but he is sending some Mangudai to the right side to kill Viper's town center there. So he'll deny the gold from Viper, and Viper's gold situation is not looking good now. He has no gold income at all, and he's now basically on a timer. He's got 900 gold left, plus whatever he can sell at the market, which he did just sell some food and wood. But still, he's got a lot of resources. Still, he's still got a lot of trebs. He can still do good damage here.
Yeah, exactly. He just needs to position his traps properly. And okay, DauT is now making a crucial, move. He's going for the stables, and once he gets out the stables, he will be in such great position. So he just needs to somehow survive the next minutes. Try not to lose any castle anymore, and then he will be in a great position.
I feel like especially in this game right now, where Viper has no Mangudai, those the extra health on the light cavalry line on the Hussar is going to be even more effective, because he's up against a lot of skirms and a lot of siege. So I mean, light cavalry here is going to be super strong, and for the time being, I mean, these elite Mangudai are now fully upgraded as well. So he has completed the elite upgrade. He has completed party and tactics now, and he's even buying some stone to build another castle on this right side, I think.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention here is that Viper is going for the Siege Onager upgrade, which is very costly. But you know, Viper is that kind of guy who has a great Onager micro, so I'm really curious how he will make this beneficial for him.
And he just spent all of his gold on that as well. He's also doing Siege Engineers, which is absolutely important, but he's going to lose his Onagers before Siege Onagers comes in. This is huge.
That's the point.
No.
I think DauT has just made a great fight here. He will be able to kill so much army.
I think he's just won the game.
Kill all the traps, all the siege. Amazing move. It was really crucial.
Yeah.
He should focus down the traps now.
The trebs are gone.
Perfect.
That's the game right there. I think that's the game-winning fight for DauT, taking out all of those expensive gold units from Viper, killing these Onagers before Siege Onager is researched. And now Viper's set back a long way. He does have some gold income on the right side at last, but we've already seen DauT going into the Hussar, going into the light cavalry line. And this is going to get really painful for Viper very soon. I imagine DauT will try and start raiding a little bit. And yeah, it's going to get really tough for Viper now.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised to see Viper playing like this. Yeah, but I'm just wondering why he was going Arbalests and Skirmish. I don't really understand that move, but okay. I'm sure he had his Relic Win or Standard.
Oh, Viper on the right side. Going to lose a lot of villagers trying to build this castle here. And DauT...
Oh, okay, they are just chatting about Relic Win.
Yeah. Relic win or not. Do you notice how DauT asks this as he's raiding Viper on the right side? It's a distraction tactic. And make Viper type in the chat so he can't build his castle. That's a huge loss for Viper over there. He's going to lose that castle, actually.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a great move by DauT. Not the chatting.
The chatting was good too.
Yeah, that one was amazing.
That'll go in the history books.
DauT is feeling very comfortable right now. He knows that he has a great advantage here. He needs to watch out for his skirms here. He doesn't want to lose too many army there.
Yeah.
And, oh, what the hell is he doing?
Well, I mean, he's trying to focus down the Siege Onagers with his Mangudai, which is costing him a lot. But it doesn't matter.
But anyway, GG. That's a great game.
Absolutely, yeah. That was a really even game, I feel, for the most part of it. I think it was interesting to see how both players approached it very differently. And I think DauT probably won that game because he did take the map control in the Castle Age. And you can say that, you know, he put those castles on the hill he stalled Viper for long enough, he grabbed the 5 relics, and with all that map control, with all that extra gold, he was able to eventually reach the point that he needed to get to, which was, of course, fully upgraded Mangudai, backed up by Trebs and some light cavalry.
Yeah, but still, I'm honestly very surprised because I felt like Viper had the much better economy. He was set up so much better, I feel. He just needed to invest a bit more in Castle Age to gain the map control, I feel.
Yes.
Because that forward hill there was so crucial because the stone was reachable for DauT if he had the castle. And, you know, having one stone pile less, you obviously won't be able to spam Mangudais, which are so crucial in a Mongol war. So,
yeah,
I'm surprised, but I'm very happy to see DauT equaling the series up 1-2-1 right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. Viper definitely had the eco lead throughout the Castle Age. But like you say, if Viper had controlled that hill, it would have been such a different story. He would have denied the gold from DauT on the front, and it would have been him denying the stone from DauT instead. So it really does go to show how much impact just having the map control can have at the right stage of the game. And a well-deserved victory for DauT there, I think. He did play very, very well.
Yeah, and you know, it's just great for the entire series if it's going to be neck on neck. And you know, I have to say, when I was really active 2 years ago and I played against DauT, he was just, not to offend him, but he was just not on the level. And right now I played him, let's say 1 week ago, right? And he was feeling extremely strong. So, and that's also something Viper told me when he was here in Germany. He told me DauT is extremely motivated just because of the Vololo Kingdom, and I can understand it. If you play the game for 15 years and nothing just changes, you know, it's just always the same, and it just gets boring.
Yeah.
And now with the Vololo Kingdoms, there is so much new strategies are coming up, new civilizations. So it is just amazing, and I feel DauT is much more motivated to also practice, to put some thought process behind it. And that's the reason why we can see DauT on a very strong level again.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing.
You're so right, because DauT has always been that kind of strategic player. He's not the player who's super fast. He's known, you know, he's tormented for not having the highest APMs and, you know, not having the best micro. But he's the kind of player who really enjoys looking at the game and figuring out, okay, what's the best thing I can do in this situation? He's a very smart player. And we've seen that because DauT has been around since, you know, early 2000s, and he's seen the meta of Age of Empires change, and he's been one of the people who've influenced how the meta game has changed as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just how it is. I feel like DauT and Viper